Well, we've got heat building in for the weekend. There will be a little bit of a break, though, Sunday, Monday, and not a lot of rain to speak of. So it was a chilly morning this morning after a cool day yesterday. Below normal temperatures, was in the 70s, and that led to some 30s and 40s for northeastern Minnesota. 37 the low in Hibbing just before sunup, 39 Crane Lake and Eveleth, a lot of 40s. MSP was down to 57, which is our second coolest reading of the week. We hit 55 Tuesday morning, which is the coolest we'd been since the middle of June. Smoke also wafting in occasionally overnight. The sensors have really varied. Most of the state, moderate air quality, between 50 and 100 is how we measure the particulates. You want it under 50, but we have seen some Twin City sensors occasionally in the unhealthy for sensitive groups category. And you can see the smoke kind of faintly here on the satellite. It's that grayish haze in an otherwise clear sky. There goes the cool air aloft, that upper level low and system that we saw late Wednesday, but the heat dome is the thing that is pretty apparent also on this map, building over Texas and the southern plains, and that will be expanding and moving north and eastward here over the coming days. So temperatures today back to normal or above readings, low to mid 80s, normal highs about 80 now, and you notice the temperature anomalies are even higher to the west. That's where that heat is going to be really kind of blasting in from here as we head into tomorrow. In fact, we've got a large swath of heat watches, warnings, excessive heat warning for much of southern Iowa, Missouri, eastern Nebraska, and Kansas, and heat advisories throughout the western Dakotas as well, and we will see this expand in some form and fashion here over the coming days. So the heat dome is going to be building right just to our south and west. In fact, when we look at it statistically, if you're a stats nerd, we're talking about a 3.2 sigma heat dome in the middle layers of the atmosphere, and that translates to probably record temperatures across parts of the plains just south of us. And that upper level high also keeps really any moisture around us. That's why you see a big hole here. This is 7-day rainfall. Probably not much to speak of here in southern Minnesota. Maybe a few showers grazing northern Minnesota at times over the next 7 days. So highs as we head into tomorrow are going to be into the 90s, mid to upper 90s across central, southern, west central Minnesota. In fact, maybe upper 90s in the west central part of the state. And we're going to have to watch the dew points tomorrow. If the dew points get as high as this particular model thinks, in the low 70s, that would be triple-digit heat indices Saturday afternoon. So we get one first blast of heat tomorrow, and then we're going to get lucky here in Minnesota that a weak cool front is going to kind of graze us out of the north, and that'll drop the temperatures briefly, and most importantly, the humidity Sunday into Monday, and then it's going to get hotter Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. In fact, Tuesday, Wednesday look like the peak of the heat. Still looking at the potential of upper 90s, which would be in record territory for us for the date for Wednesday. So dew points, pretty humid tomorrow. Again, will they be in the 60s or 70s? It will make a big difference on the heat index. And then a drop in those dew points for Sunday. Pretty pleasant day relative to the other days with upper 80s, lower humidity. And then Monday, that muggier air moves back into the area along with the heat. So Sunday, high temperatures back down in the mid to upper 80s. Just low 70s to the north. So this is going to be quite the cool front. It's just not going to dive all the way across the state. And that will, again, help check the temperatures a little bit. But by Wednesday, upper 90s, still possible that some parts of western Minnesota could hit triple digits in the Twin Cities. Not likely, but it's possible. The last time we hit 100 in August was 1988, though. So it is definitely not a common occurrence. Much more likely to do so in June or July than in the month of August. But it is going to be pretty hot here. But again, we have that nice subtle break Sunday, Monday. Those temperatures are still, though, 7-8 degrees above the average. Looks like the heat should break by the end of next week.